Good Monday morning. It's Cledra. I hope you are planning a wonderful day for yourself. What a blessing that we get to see another new day, right? We thank God for that. So listen, this morning I want to do some coaching. Normally my morning minute meditation is just 1 minute, but I'm going to be a little bit longer this morning because I have something special for you guys. So you want to hang on to the end. I have a special invitation for you. But this morning I want to talk about something that I have learned from one of my mentors that just was a game changer when it comes to goal setting. And it's the idea of what does it really take to be successful? And I have a little whiteboard for you guys. And listen, if you like what I share, I want you to give me a thumbs up. You like this little emoji thing? Can you give me a thumbs up emoji if you like what I'm dropping? So listen, this morning I want to talk about commitment and confidence. If you're like me, you've heard that if you want to set a goal, you just need to be committed and you need to confidently go after it, right? Thumbs up if you've heard this. But this is the thing that I want to just coach about this morning is what happens between commitment and confidence. Understanding this, I'm telling you, is going to bless your life and it's going to be a game changer if you have been in a pattern of saying I'm going to do something. Let's say this year you said, you know what, I am going to get to my goal weight, and you still find yourself in the 11th month of the year and you are not there. First of all, offer yourself some love, because what I'm about to drop is going to really help you give you some insight into why it may not have happened. All right. So between commitment and confidence, everyone talks about you got to commit, you got to want it, you got to confidently go after it. But this is what I've learned after you make commitment. What ends up happening, let me just take this off. You have a lot of emotions that people don't talk about, especially around weight loss. What ends up happening for a lot of my clients, let me put this down for a minute, is they will commit and they'll say, Cledra, this is the year I'm going to reach my goal weight. Or I'll see them, they're like, I'm going on the smoothie diet, I'm going on the paleo, I'm going vegan, whatever it is. The commitment is where we're all excited. All right. And maybe for a week or two, the excitement is enough to carry you. But then these emotions start to come in and put an emoji, a thumbs up if you relate to what I'm talking about. What ends up happening is we end up going into overwhelm, fear, doubt. But the thing that I want to focus on this morning, the pity and the lies. I lived like this for years, you guys. The way this shows up, especially around weight loss. So you commit to go on this program, you commit to get that trainer, you commit to drinking that gallon of water, and for maybe 7 or 10 days, it's okay. But around days 14 to 20, what ends up happening is there is a demand on you to actually be different. And that's where this part, the emotions after commitment, that very few people talk about this part, that it can actually cause sadness. And the reason that happens, and the pity and the lies, we start saying, especially if you've hired a coach, this is where I get people saying, this program isn't working or these supplements aren't working. And that's because after commitment, after the excitement is gone, what ends up happening is we're flooded with a lot of emotions. Because now you've made this commitment to lose, let's say 20 pounds, and now you have a stressful day at work, or you argue with your husband, you have a flat tire on the way to work, you go on a horrible date. These are the things that used to happen to me. And that trigger in your mind, you've always, as a result of those triggers, you've eaten. So now, ding, 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 your commitment is to lose this weight. But now you have these emotions that don't necessarily feel that great. And so what I've learned is the ability to go from commitment through this sea of emotions takes a whole lot of courage. It takes a lot of courage to deny yourself. Just like the word of God says that, we die daily. And the importance of that is that in dying to ourselves, that's how the new self emerges. And this is the part of success that very few people talk about. And the reason they don't talk about it, you guys, listen, is because it's not sexy. It's not cute. It would be much better if I got on here and told you, you know what, in 30 days, you can lose 30 pounds and you can, giving you all of these outcomes that ultimately don't cause you to address what happens. The real talk after commitment is that you have to face these feelings and these emotions. And very few people, good morning, Joyce, very few people talk about this. And so the courage to go from commitment, the excitement, right, the rah-rah, to go through the lies that we tell ourselves. This isn't working. This is taking too long. And that's because most of us are hooked on a lot of fads and a lot of things that offer false promises. It takes a lot of courage. But in having the courage to go through this, you know, in a lot of books, this is called the sea of hell. It's hard to go through all of this. But the courage to do this is where we develop new capabilities and new skills. And that's where the increase in confidence comes from, right? So the ability to go from your commitment to improving your capabilities requires you to go through all of these emotions. And most of us, I mean, me included, when I first learned about this, it was a wake-up call, and I hope it is for you as well, of why we quit. So if you're in a cycle of starting and stopping, chances are you quit at the point where you were feeling overwhelmed, fear, doubt. You didn't see visible results in the time frame that you had decided was the time frame that they should happen. And so you rock back into, okay, this program is not for me. This coach isn't for me. This isn't working. When really it's having the courage to go through where it's beyond exciting and it actually becomes a lifestyle. That's where we develop new capabilities. And ultimately, that's how we increase our confidence. You know, again, drop an emoji if you are really getting what I'm talking about. I stayed in the cycle of not finishing what I started for years. And the reason I stayed in that cycle, this is why I circled this, I would lie to myself. I would not record my food. I would partially get on the scale, and then I would make the program wrong or the coach wrong or the products wrong, when really it was me not being willing to go through this sea of, this is really, really difficult, right? And I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you guys because I care. And because most people are not getting results out there because they stay in the excitement phase and they fall for this great marketing of how much you can lose in 30 days as opposed to what do you really need to work through. This is the part that you have to work through that very few people are going to tell you the truth about and talk about, you know, feeling deprived. How many of you have said, you know what, I can't keep doing this. I feel so deprived. How many of you have started doubting, is this program really going to work for me? Or you're worried, can I keep this up? And this was a big one for me. I used to be a total rebel. I would say, this is what I'm going to do, and I would totally order pizza the next day and then blame the program, right? So this loop that we stay in of starting and stopping, yo-yo dieting, falling for the, you can lose 10 pounds by, this afternoon, all of those things that sound good, that's the excitement level. But to drop into all of these levels, I see this so much in weight, and I see it even when I have business partners. And, this is my 8th year of owning my own business, and they want to, in 8 days, have the same, competency. And it just doesn't work that way. The price of entry to get to the increased confidence, we pay full price to go through this phase right here. And it takes a lot of courage. And for most people, even for me, and I eat, sleep, breathe this, I have to have a coach. And so if you are someone who has spent a lot of this year committing and saying, I'm going to do this, I'm going to get that weight off, I'm going to write that book, I'm going to start this business. But then when you get to this part and the excitement is gone and you get to pity and the lies you're telling yourself, and you get to I'm depriving myself, or maybe you even have some shame, like, oh my gosh, I did another program that I quit. I want to help you. And so this is a special invitation that I have for you guys. Because my webinar has such great reviews from last week, I want to do it again. And this is my final time. I'm going to be talking more about, I'm actually going to add this bonus section to just talk a little bit more about what really happens after commitment, and really giving some information about what happens to us emotionally after commitment. There's a lot that happens after the excitement of, I'm going to declare this goal. And so many people will keep you in that space of declare it and believe it. And those things are great. Pray about it. Yes, those things are great. Then you're also going to have skills. You don't develop capability to actually pull this commitment all the way through unless you go through these emotions and learn how to manage your emotions. To manage your emotions without eating, to manage your emotions without quitting, to manage your emotions without blaming or even shaming. That is where we drop into the capabilities, the skill set. And you only build capabilities by going through, No one builds capabilities in the absence of resistance and leaning into your old habits and those old patterns and unraveling them and creating new patterns and habits. So I don't want to make this too long, but listen, the final webinar that I'm doing for this year is going to be tomorrow. All you have to do is go to Cledra.com and sign up for it. And I'm going to be including in that webinar information about what really happens, the real talk about success, and what really happens to us internally after commitment, and what it really takes to increase our confidence and the capabilities we have to have. So if you've been in this loop of starting and stopping and yo-yoing and signing up for everything that comes by, or thinking that you need to go back to something, or even blaming yourself and thinking you just don't want it bad enough and that's why you haven't reached your goal, that's a lie, then I really want to invite you to this. I have put together in this webinar some really hard-fought lessons that I learned in releasing 70 pounds myself, and just some of the lessons that I've learned over the now almost 8 years of being a life coach. And I want to save you some time, some money, some energy, some frustration of, especially as we go into this time of the year, we're about to be bombarded with all of these things. And I want you to make an educated and informed decision and really understand what it really takes to pull your commitment all the way through. Stephanie says, I need a fresh start. Well, Stephanie, I hope that you will register for the webinar so that I can help you with that fresh start, so that you can not only have a fresh start, but have a new approach that I promise you haven't heard of. This is not something that you can Google, what I'm going to be sharing. So I'm excited. So listen, you guys, if you enjoyed this, let me know. Put a little thumbs up emoji. Don't you guys like this little post-it? I thought it would make my Facebook Lives fun. So anyway, if we can't have fun, why are we doing it, right? So anyway, thank you for watching. Love yourself through this whole process of pulling your commitment through, and know that most people, listen, when I learned this, it was a game changer, that after commitment, it's not exciting. It's not fun. It doesn't feel good. And most people don't talk about this. Most people don't tell you the truth about this because they want to just sell you something real quick. I am invested in your outcome, not just invested in getting your money. Okay, that's the difference in me and a lot of coaches you'll find out there. I'm invested in outcomes, so I'm not going to just tell you what you want to hear, which may be that you can lose 30 pounds by the end of this month. What I'm going to tell you is that, you know what, after the excitement of the commitment, you're going to go through some emotional challenges. And your own life probably proves this right now. You feel these emotions, you think it's not working, and so you quit. I lived that way for years, and I don't want you to do the same. All right. So again, just go to Cledra.com and you can register for the webinar. It's totally complimentary. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of this new Monday, and I will talk to you soon. I hope to see you on the webinar. Share this if you have some girlfriends who are like, why are we quitting this again? We got to get out of this cycle. Share this and invite them to come to the webinar too. All right. God bless you. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you, and enjoy the rest of your new day. Bye.